What's going on, guys? I'm Bill and welcome to Bill's How To. Today I'm going to show you guys how to do a budget repair on a door jamb here that has been kicked in. Let's get straight into it, guys. Let's do this. Alright guys, so we've got a door jamb here on the front door that's obviously been kicked in. The owner doesn't want to spend a lot of money, so he's asked me to do a budget repair. Hopefully by the time we're done here, it's going to be just as strong as brand new and hopefully look just as new as well. So I'll quickly just show you guys what we're dealing with. We've got a missing strike plate here. Timbers overall not in too bad of condition. That's the back side there. It's still pretty strong. We've got our old piece here. First thing I've done is just gone to the local hardware store or the paint store and get this one here color matched so that we've got the right paint ready to go. So now I'm going to use some liquid nails and apply that inside to give us a little bit of adhesion. You can use regular wood glue, but in my case I'm going to be using liquid nails. Any of the points where we're going to have contact, apply some liquid nail. Now this one here is water-based and it's white and paintable. We can now take our old piece, wiggle that one there in till it's sitting exactly where I want it to. And I've pre-drilled some holes along the side as well. So we're going to follow through with a few screws. Make sure you countersink all of these, so that they're sitting below the surface, that way we can fill them up. So now we can clean up any of that excess material. This one is water-based, so it's nice and easy to wash up with water, hence why I'm using my fingers. So I've got a new strike plate ready to be installed. I'm going to install this one first, and the reason why I'm going to do this is so that I can repair any of the damage around it and make sure that it's going to have a nice clean finish once it's done. So I need to know exactly where the finish position is going to be. Drill that one there in. So this is what it's looking like at the moment. It's now nice and strong, secured back to its original position. Remembering we use glue, we've used screws. We've got our little latch here back installed, so you can see there's a bit of damage around the edges. Now that we've got this one here installed, we know exactly where we need to clean up by using fill. Same thing up here on the dead latch, and what we're going to be using is builder's bog. So any type of builder's bog where you can apply a hardener to it, that's going to speed up the process. So I'm going to quickly mix some up now. Before I forget, I'm just going to apply some masking tape also to these two strike plates, and that's going to ensure that it stays nice and clean. Once we've got that one there stuck on, we can take a little utility knife and we're just going to trace around the edge. So now we're going to fill in all these nail holes or screw holes. You want to try and go in a couple different directions to try and fill that in as much as possible, and you can leave it a little bit raised. All those little hairline cracks, clean them off as well. This stuff here is pretty easy to sand, and once it's dry it's absolutely rock hard, which I can feel it starting to go hard already. So fill it in, overfill it just a little bit. So I've let this one here sit now for probably about 30 seconds, a minute or so. We can now take a little scraper, and while it's still just a little bit soft, we can actually shave a little bit of that material off. So that's going to save you from having to sand so much. So you can see that you can kind of scrape it to the almost finished position, and that's going to reduce your sanding. We are going to do another coat, at the very least just one more coat, but this here will save you from having to sand so much. Even around the strike plate, try and clean that up as well so we can separate the two. So we'll let this one here sit for another 5, 10, 15 minutes until it's nice and solid. Once it's no longer tacky, we're going to take some sandpaper, probably 120 grit, and just give it a really light sand to kind of expose and level everything out so that we know exactly where our second coat's going to go. 120 grit sandpaper, give it a really light sand, and then we're going to repeat the process and fill it in for a second time. Alright, so once the first coat has been sanded, this is looking much better at the moment, but there are a lot of areas that I've still missed. So you can see here, another little bit right here, over here, a little bit over here, and we're just going to level this all out, give it a nice thin coat straight over the top and make sure that we haven't missed anything. Even the back section here, slowly looking better. And then once again, take your scraper. Once it starts to go firm, scrape a little bit of that excess material off and just reduce a little bit of that sanding that you might have to do. So the second coat is now nice and dry and it's ready to be sanded. I'll quickly sand that one there down and just make sure that we haven't missed anything. And if I have, then we're going to need a third and final coat. Alright guys, so the second coat has now been sanded. It's probably about 90% good. I'm pretty happy with it at the moment, but I think I can get it just that little bit better. So I'm going to quickly clean this one here off, give it a third and final coat, sand it, and then I'll see you guys once I'm done. Alright, so I've just finished my third and final coat and that's looking much better. It's a little bit hard to tell because it's still all red or pink. If we have a look here where I've put the tape, you can still see that really faint line on the edge, so I just need to make sure that I clean that one there up as much as possible. Might help if my hand's out of the way. We're just going to remove that section there off. Now we can leave the tape where it is because we still need to paint it, but I just want to make sure that we've got that separation so when I do peel off the tape, it doesn't cause me any issues. So I'm going to quickly wipe all the dust down, give it a quick vacuum, 2 coats of paint, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, so 2 coats of paint have now been applied. This here is the finished product and I'm actually pretty happy with that. Very hard to tell. Actually, it's almost impossible to tell that it was previously kicked in and really damaged. So I've just got to remove this bit of tape here. This little top section here peeled off a little bit, so I do have to clean that hinge just slightly. But while it's still wet, we'll peel that all off before the paint starts to bridge. And I still need to clean these hinges just slightly. There's a lot less cleaning there. So I'll do the same thing up on top. So I just need to clean the edge of that hinge right there. This one here is looking good again. You can see most of it's been filled in. But there we have it guys. Not too bad if you ask me. Let me know in the comment section, would you have replaced it? Or would you be satisfied with a repair like this? Now this one here is called a budget repair. And that's actually looking pretty good. There's no way you'd be able to tell that was previously damaged. Looking good. I'm pretty happy with that guys. Let me know in the comment section below. Would you have done it the same way? Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. You've learned something new. As always guys, like, comment and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Bill. Thanks for watching. Billshowto.